Oh yeah, science class. You don't know, oh-oh. You don't know, oh-oh. Hello class, good to see you all here. We're going to do some chemistry today. And what we're going to do are two types of problems, going from name to formula and formula to name. So let's start with going from name to formula. Let's see here. Let's start with one of my favorites, strontium bromide. So, strontium bromide, that's the name of the chemical, the ionic compound, and what we want to do is come up with the formula for it. So, in this case, what we do every time is first write down the two ions. So strontium, if you look at your periodic table, is Sr, and it forms a charge of +2. And bromide is Br, and it forms a charge of -1. And so we have to figure out how many of those will bond together. And the lowest common multiple of the charges, 2 and 1, is 2. And so we need 2 positive charges, 2 negative charges. Pretty easy. So how many of these do we need to get 2 positive charges? Just 1. And how many bromides do we need to get 2 negative charges? 2. That's pretty simple, right? Yeah. Now we're going to try one a little bit on the wild side. We're going to do one with a polyatomic ion. Let's try zirconium nitrate. Zirconium nitrate. And again, the first step is to write out the two ions. The first one, zirconium, is Zr plus 4. Zr plus 4. And nitrate isn't on the periodic table. And you can tell because it ends in ATE. So you're going to have to look on page 92. Take a look. 54, 55, 56, 57, 92. Page 92. Oh. Come on, Marty. In the textbook, Wayne, page 92 tells us that nitrate is NO3 -1. NO3 -1, which means that it's 3 oxygens bonded to 1 nitrogen, and it has a charge of -1. So, these will combine. The lowest common multiple of 4 and 1 is 4. So we need 4 positive charges and 4 negative charges. So, how many zirconiums will we need to get 4 positive charges? Just 1. Zr. And how many nitrates will we need to get 4 negative charges? Well, it has a charge of -1. So we're going to need 4 of them. Now how do we write that down? We put brackets around nitrate, and then we put a 4, and that tells us that there's 4 nitrates. And that's how you do it. It's pretty easy, right? Yeah. So those were problems going from name to formula. Let's try some now from formula to name. Let's start with CaCl2. And so these ones, we first start with the metal ion. Ca is calcium. And Cl is chlorine. And so it's calcium chlorine, but we change the chlorine to chloride. We change the last part of the name to end in IDE. So, calcium chloride. There you go. Let's try another one. How about Na2SO3? Does anyone want to try that? War of 1812. Dude, I got the same answer. Close. Let's take a look. Na is sodium. And SO3. Now we have a formula here with 3 capital letters. And whenever you have one with more than 2 capital letters, that tells you have to look again at page 92 in your textbook. So, SO3 on page 92 is sulfite. So, Na2SO3 is sodium sulfite. Are there any questions at this point? Yeah. Alright, so I don't want to stump you, but what would be the chemical name of sodium chloride? The name of sodium chloride? Sodium chloride. Whoa. Yeah. Okay, you're probably thinking at this point, these are pretty simple. Let's try one a little bit more challenging. Let's try PTS2. And so we start with the metal ion. PT is platinum. But if you look at your periodic table, it can form 2 different ions, +4 and +2. So which one is it? For now, let's just put brackets. And S is sulfur, which becomes sulfide. And so we'll put that down. And now we want to figure out what charge is on the platinum. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the negative charges, which are coming from sulfur. And we have 2 sulfurs. And on your periodic table it tells you that each sulfur has a charge of -2. So 2 times -2 is -4. We have 4 negative charges, which means we have to have 4 positive charges. And those positive charges are coming from platinum. And since there's no number here, that tells us we have 1 platinum. So, if we have only 1 platinum and 4 positive charges, the charge on that platinum has to be +4. So, because the charge on the platinum is +4, we go platinum 4 sulfide. Well, I think you guys get this. Try them on your own. Have a good class.